How's it going, and welcome back to JamesChats. Today, I'm going to tell you all the story of this hat. It's a story that I've wanted to tell for a while now, but I wasn't quite ready. And that sounds weird, but there's a reason, and you'll understand why when I'm done telling you the story. So a little bit of background on the hat. If you are not familiar, this is the official Pokemon League hat from the early seasons of Pokemon. It is the hat that Ash Ketchum wears. As a lot of you know, I have always been a big fan of Pokemon. It was such a huge part of my childhood, and naturally, I've always wanted this hat since I was a kid, since 1999. It was such an iconic little piece of my childhood, and I mean, obviously I wanted it when I was a kid, but Amazon wasn't quite a thing yet, or internet shopping, so finding this kind of thing was a lot harder than also I was like 7 years old. Fast forward to February of 2014, a time when Amazon has become a awesome thing, and finding stuff like this on the internet is pretty easy. Now at the time, I had really just started vlogging, but I hadn't really invested fully into YouTube yet. I was still working my job, and I was getting a lot of hours there, and so I didn't really have a tremendous amount of time to make my videos, and it wasn't really that important to me yet until February 4th, and that is the day that I lost my job. But then later on, technically the next day, but it was later that night, at about 1:30 in the morning, Grace Helbig reblogged my video. And it put me in this weird position, because on one end of it, I just lost my job and I needed to find a new job. But then I also had this incredible validation from somebody I looked up to and respected so much in the YouTube community, saying that I was good. She called me great. And that's when I realized that, oh my god, I could probably do this YouTube thing. Like this could actually become something much bigger than I could possibly imagine. And so it was at that time that I had to make the decision of, do I find another job, or do I buckle down and live off my credit card and put every ounce of energy I had into my YouTube channel? That was the decision that I needed to make. If I went one way, I would have another job and I could continue to live comfortably, or the other way, there's a chance, there's just a chance that I could do something big. And I went that way. I went for it, and I put all of my efforts into YouTube, and I was putting like 40, 50 hours a week just into my YouTube channel. It was insane. It put me in a financial stress. I had no money, and when I say that, I mean it. I had nothing. I mean, I was eating top ramen 2 meals a day every single day. That's not an exaggeration. Every once in a while, I would go get a slice of pizza, or I would go to some fast food place, and I would vlog it to give the illusion that I wasn't so poor. Now this is where the hat comes in. I know, weird, right? I'll get to it. It'll make sense in a second. I was trying to think, how can I save as many pennies as humanly possible? That's when I decided that instead of getting haircuts for $15 and free shipping, I could get a hat. And that could tie me over for like 3 months. It could cover up the bad hair. And that's what I did. It was a way to hide a very obvious sign that I didn't have money. Because when you don't have money, you can't afford haircuts. And back then, I was getting cheap haircuts. I was getting like $15, $20 haircuts. And I could not afford a haircut every month. And I mean, I've never even been a hat person. I don't like the way they look on my head. I don't know, it's just something about them that I just don't like. But after that experience, there's one hat that I can wear, and it's this hat. I did a pretty good job of hiding just how broke I was. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made, because it worked out. I took a huge risk, and it paid off. It really did. If there's a moral to all of this, it's that if you want to go after something, you might have to make sacrifices. Like not being able to get a haircut, or not being able to eat anything except top ramen. I mean, it was, oh man, it was scary. It was super scary. But the risk was worth the reward, because now I'm here in Los Angeles as a direct result of these decisions. I can now afford a haircut, and I can afford a nice haircut pretty regularly. And that's something that I will never take for granted again. So that is the story of this hat and why it is so important to me. I will always cherish this thing. This hat is such a representation of the risk that I took, and it's special. It's special to me. Whew, that was tough. That was actually tough to talk about. Good thing I'm wearing sunglasses. Probably weren't quite expecting something like that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have something to take away from it. And I hope that whatever risks you take in life pay off, because they can be scary and sometimes they don't always work. But every once in a while, you get lucky. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.